Hey everybody, and welcome back to A Path to Contemplation. Today we're going to be talking about ways that you can use and get familiar with a labyrinth. Now this is a very powerful tool and symbol for spiritual practice, and you can engage it whenever you have access to one. So if you don't have access to a physical labyrinth that you can walk on, I've also seen things like fold-up walking labyrinths or finger labyrinths, but if you're interested in that, check out Amazon, check out the internet. I'm sure you can find something that you're looking for. But we have a walking labyrinth on our campus, and that's called the Henson Reflection Garden. And that's right beside the chapel, and it's centered around a beautiful labyrinth that was donated to us by a 1983 alum named Chris and his wife Kim Henson in honor of their marriage. So I want to thank them both so much for leaving us with such a rich and lasting gift. I know that there's a good number of us who are extremely grateful and find it very meaningful, and we hope to keep sharing this gift. So what I want to do with you guys today is take you through our labyrinth and give you a handful of elements to help you think through what it is and figure out ways that you can use it. But before we do that, I want to give you a brief introduction into what a labyrinth is. So let's get started right there. So that was just a quick introduction to get us started. I'll give you some more information and resources towards the end of the video so you can begin to educate yourself. But what I'll say, at least from the beginning of my experience, is just like anything you practice, the labyrinth will take time for you to get to know and understand, and even to build meaning around it. So don't let that getting to know you experience deter you. Create space for this relationship to grow and become more natural. So, something that makes the labyrinth unique is that it has a single path that leads you into the center and that same path that leads you back out. All that being said, it is still possible to get turned around in there. But there are different focal points, different destinations, etc. But all of your experience depends on you noticing and responding to what it is you are called to and why it is you're there. So I don't know what your communion experience will be like or what will be communicated to you during your time of spiritual practice, but what I can say is that this is a place where you can experience and rest in the presence and the mystery and the vastness of God. So let's keep going. Remember in our first video on Visio Divina, we talked about the importance of preparing yourself and preparing the space for spiritual practice. Now that understanding is just as important in walking this labyrinth. And it seems to me that for this practice in particular, the preparation of self is very important. So, as you're preparing yourself, remember what thoughts or feelings called you to this space in this particular practice. Also reflect on what it is that you need, right? Think about why you've come to the labyrinth and open yourself up to receive in that way. Give your thoughts and feelings freedom to be in the space. I promise if you need them, they'll come back to you. But really, give yourself permission to open up, all while trusting in the safety of the divine that's in your midst. Now, you may want to keep your eye out on your surroundings, just in case there are others around who are using the labyrinth as well, or who are just around your space in general. But outside of that, give everything that you are communing with space and freedom to commune and to communicate with you. So as you're doing this, just continue to breathe yourself into a more centered and a more grounded and receiving space. Keep taking those easy breaths, and as you continue, allow them to get deeper and deeper and more full. Listen and feel what's around you. Let's go to the beginning of our path. Now, this is just a quick note. You may find that your first time walking the labyrinth is just that, walking the labyrinth. But don't feel like you can't take a moment to listen, to commune and connect with the things that are around you, especially if there's space on the labyrinth for you to do so, and there's no one else walking on the path with you. Now, as you're getting oriented with the space, be open to what you might find along the way. The beautiful thing about this space and preparing yourself beforehand is that it allows you to recognize more of those intangibles. Like, maybe you begin to hear the birds calling around you. Maybe you notice a tree along your path. Maybe in that time you spend listening and observing that tree, you begin to speak to it as your kin. Maybe you recognize suddenly that everything around you is a whole world of community, a community that you are in relationship with. If that's not enough to get you balanced and more into a free space, go ahead and remove yourself from the bounds of time and the bounds of space and simply be. Be here now. What are you experiencing here? What is being communicated to you? What have your eyes been open to see? Now I want to leave you with a secret. There's something that I found one day when I felt moved to go to the Labyrinth and take a walk. Now this was a day where at a particular moment I was feeling a bit unsettled and I needed to ease the thoughts in my mind. So I had a quick feeling to go to the Labyrinth, but when I got there, I still wasn't as grounded as I needed to be to start the path. So I sat down in the chair and reflected for a moment. And when I looked up, I realized there's a ring around the labyrinth. So I got up and I started walking around that ring over and over and over until I found myself at peace. Now, I'm not going to give you my meaning for that experience. I'll leave that up to your imagination, but I will say that if you ever come to the Labyrinth and have a similar type of experience, this may be a tip that's helpful for you. You guys, I've really enjoyed putting this one together and sharing this video with you. I hope that it's something that you decide to try when you get here. So thanks for joining me today, and I can't wait to see you next week as we move into our second section on contemplation. See you then.